Hello, everybody. This is Stuart Tan from InternetMarketingSingapore.com. Warmly welcoming you to this very quick introduction about the Smart Seminar. And with me as the main moderator here is Simon. He's right now in Hong Kong. One of the main reasons why we're bringing this to you in this particular fashion is because, well, Simon's in Hong Kong and he's being blown away by the typhoon. So hopefully what we're going to be able to do for you guys is to at least give you a brief overview of what the Smart Seminar is and how you can potentially benefit from its mind-blowing data. Literally, I can think of 101 ways where you can benefit from this. But let's first of all tell you a little bit more about this mind-blowing seminar. Simon, you want to add anything to that?
Sure. Hello, everybody. This is Simon Leung from simonleung.com, and I am live in Hong Kong, just as Stuart mentioned. And I mean, literally, Hong Kong right now has been shut down from a T8 typhoon cyclone, and ground transportation has been shut down. Airlines are down. Ships are not sailing anymore. We've experiencing heavy rain, power outages, winds at about 200 kilometers. So, like Stuart said, if I were to step outside, I'd probably be blown right overseas, so all the way over to Singapore, and my arms would not be tired because I'll be carried by the wind. But you know what? As we say here in internet marketing, the seminar must go on. So I would have rather do nothing than to spend this rainy afternoon on this call with you, Stuart, promoting the smartseminar.com. And you're right, this is going to be something that's really exciting for us because we've been planning this since we shared the stage together in Philadelphia several months ago at JV Alert Live, and we've been planning this for quite a while. It was also in Singapore back in June, and we've had some really extensive conversations and discussions on what to provide for our friends who are going to be attending the Smart Seminar. We're going to have a lot of great speakers in line who are going to be providing us with so much wealth and knowledge on empowerment and how you can really build your own online business. And you know, as we say, back when I was in the States with my dad, I mean, the whole reason why we went there in the first place was so we can experience the land of opportunity. Well, now you know what, the internet is the land of opportunity for everybody. So that's what we're bringing it all around the world. It's going to be our very first Smart Seminar is going to be based in Singapore and Malaysia. The whole reason behind that is we really wanted to make it in Asia as our primary forefront to this because, you know what, I'm Asian, you're Asian, Stuart, and the whole reasoning behind this is, I mean, if you think about it, it's like if we can do it, then anybody can do it. If we have if we're in the position where we're not necessarily the primary or the majority of anything, I mean, English is not my primary language. My primary language is Chinese, you know, and so this isn't something if this is something that anybody can do, if I can do it, you can do it, even though English is my primary language, then this is something that anybody really can do. And so we really want to bring it to a place where we can share and bring the best speakers from all around the world, not just Asia, not just the States, but all around the world, and put them into one place and speak in front of a room full of people who are really, really dedicated to changing their lives and to bring the success in their lives, in their personal and professional lives that they want to be able to bring to their families and be able to achieve their dreams and finally be able to bring to the world what they've always really wanted to do. And so that's what Stuart and I really wanted to bring to Asia, to all around the world. And we want to make sure that everybody can live their dreams just like we are right now.
Right. Well, having said that, Simon, one of the most important things is the plethora of opportunity right now in the Smart Seminar, because for those of you who are actually watching this recording, one of the most important things about any kind of seminar is the way you use the seminar. I've known a lot of people who've gone to seminars to learn stuff, and that's absolutely essential. It's very, very useful for anyone who wants to gain some kind of benefit. But at the same time, it's also necessary for people who have never experienced the idea of a joint venture to really get involved with, our team of speakers. We have something like 12 different people, and of course, all of them, if we totaled up their revenue, Simon, it would be a mind-staggering $30 million in terms of money that has been made online through just, the limited amount of knowledge that we know about the internet. And not just that, you're going to be involved with cutting-edge stuff. A lot of people would teach you stuff from like 2006 or 2000. But as far as I'm concerned, being the main host together with Simon, we've taken a look at some of our speakers, and they actually have stuff which is brand new. And this kind of stuff, you will never gain any kind of core advantage unless you really get an idea of, you really get an idea of how far you can go or learn just from these 12 speakers alone. They've been involved with the internet for quite some time, and as far as I can say, their extensive knowledge and the amount of information that they have gathered is cutting edge, and you definitely need to be with them and kind of like extend a handshake, just say hi and notice how nice they actually are. It's sometimes difficult, Simon, if I told people in Singapore you can go up to someone you've never met before who has a lot more success and they get a little bit agitated. Sure. It's like, who am I to approach these people who've made like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars online, and they seem to shrink from it. I'm not sure what your thoughts are, but I think based on what I know about our family of speakers, I think everyone's going to be just there having a zany time, just enjoying themselves, even on stage.
Absolutely. I mean, I was very much the same way. We're going to talk more about my experiences attending seminars in just a moment. But I mean, my very same mindset was just that. When I first attended all these different seminars, I was a nobody. I was in front of hundreds of people. Actually, I was in with hundreds of people watching all these speakers present online, sharing their information. And yeah, you know what? You're right. There's going to be people who, are big and, they're probably heavy-headed, and they're probably going to be like, I'm a speaker here, and this is going to be something that I can provide for you, so you should listen to me. There are, granted, we're not saying that there aren't people out there, but the people that we handpicked to present and attend our seminar here in Asia, these are personal friends of ours. These are people who are not like that. These are people who are very down to earth. And when I first approached them and said, "Hi, my name is Simon, and I'm just new starting online," they extended their hand and say, "Let me know how I can help you." So we definitely handpick the people who are not just in it for business, who are not just in it for money, who are not just in it for the fame or the recognition. These are people who are really legitimately, in their heart, they want to help people. And I am here where I am today because of individuals like these. These are people that have not only formed great relationships with. We're not only great partners, we're also really good friends, and it's because of the relationship that we have. So we want to make sure that anybody who attends a seminar, they get the very best of the experience that I was able to experience, and that you were able to experience as well whenever you attended the seminars. And so we really handpicked some of our very best friends. We're going to go through the list of speakers in just a moment. These aren't people who are just really nice people. They're not just friends. They're experts. They're probably the most premier experts in their fields, and we're going to share with you exactly what their expertises are. But I mean, just with my own experience attending seminars, I attended my very first seminar back in May of 2006, and that was really 3 months before I decided to quit my full-time job. So that's how big of an impact it had on me, because after 3 months of attending my first seminar, I was able to quit my full-time job and go into internet marketing full-time, start my own business full-time, not having to worry about that consistent paycheck, because I knew that I was confident enough that I was going to be able to make that money back, if not more, on a monthly basis. And sometimes I was able to make my entire year's salary in just a matter of a day or two. So I mean, this is just the kind of opportunity that we're able to have. But just to give you a side note, it didn't happen overnight. I was actually on my own studying internet marketing, studying all the different strategies, and studying really how to become a successful business owner for over 2 years. prior to attending my first seminar. So for those 2 years, I was struggling. I was trying to see, trying to make my first dime online, trying to make my first dollar, and trying to see, what exactly the secret is to making money. And I didn't even make $1. I didn't make 1 cent. And it wasn't until I attended my first seminar, shook my hands, and started, hanging out with the people who are actually making things happen, till that really changed for me. So this is why it's really important for me. This is why, even though I have various specialties, I teach people marketing strategies. But if there's one thing that I teach people, or I want to give an advice to somebody who is just starting online or starting on their own business on what they should do, is to attend an actual live event, attend a seminar where you can really meet face to face the people who are making things happen. Get a mentor, or get somebody who is a mastermind partner of yours, or a friend. At the very least, build relationships, and you're going to be able to work together and either help each other out, or have a mentor who's going to help you out and lead you to the right direction to where you really eventually want to go in life and in your business as well.
Well, let me just interject there, Simon, because you said something very important, and I just wanted to emphasize that. Those of you who've never attended a seminar, physical seminar with multiple speakers before, do remember one thing. That is, you're there to make friends with as many of them as possible. And at the same time, you want to establish and extend the relationship for as long as you can. Because let's look at it this way. I mean, Simon's in Hong Kong. He's occasionally in Hong Kong. He's in different parts of Asia. He's in China. He's in San Francisco. Why is it that he and I can have this conversation, this video conversation so easily? Is because of the power of the internet. So you guys could easily do this and be able to benefit from it, especially those of you who are in fairly developed countries like Singapore, and those of you who are in Malaysia. It's really up and coming. Eventually you will be having transactions on the internet, just like that, snap of a finger, and suddenly a couple of $100,000 goes through in terms of transactions. So be there to have an open mind. Consider the cutting-edge knowledge that the speakers have, and at the same time, expand your repertoire of friendships, and also not forgetting other fellow participants as well, because you could potentially gather, keep each other in the loop, and eventually form up really strong joint venture partnerships with other budding experts who will grow over the next year or so, provided you take to heart the experts who are actually sharing with you their precious knowledge.
Absolutely. And another thing that is really important is, when you're at a live event, you definitely do want to, not just connect yourself with those that you feel are important, the speakers or the VIPs or Stuart and I. Make friends with people who are next to you, because you never know, the next superstar of internet marketing, the next big $1 million launcher could be the person sitting right next to you. So we're also going to provide a lot of great tips throughout the course of the event on how you can maximize your experience. And during my first seminar, I didn't just make friends with the speaker. Like I told you, Stuart, I was intimidated by the speakers. So I didn't really talk to them all that much. I made friends mostly with people that I was sitting with, and they became some of the most influential people that happened to impact my business. Niche Prof, Dr. Ron, I met him at my very first seminar. He was sitting right behind me. He was, he was probably one of the first people that I talked to. You remember Jeff and Lori as well. I met them at my first seminar as well. So these are people who eventually not only became really close friends of mine, also mastermind partners, and now they're also off and doing their own thing, in internet marketing. So we've become joint venture partners as well. So the opportunities, the potential is limitless on what you can potentially do. And just to maximize your experience, obviously we have a great list of speakers that we want to share with you. Stuart, if you have that list, and it would be great if we can just kind of share with everybody the people that are going to be speaking. But again, these are people who are personal friends of ours. These aren't just people who, that we've attended a seminar and say, oh wow, they're such a great speaker, maybe they'll want to come and make some money in Asia. No, that's not what it's all about. These people are fronting their own dime and buying their own air tickets to fly over to Asia just to speak with our attendees, and these are people who legitimately want to help individuals, not just make an impact in their hometown, not just make an impact in the United States or whatever country they may be from. These people want to make an impact to people all around the world, and they want to really start with Asia. So, Stuart, if you have that list.
Well, first of all, I just want to let you know that the seminar is a really, really great place to be. So this is our brochure, which you guys will be able to get a hand on if you guys are attending a physical seminar, preview seminar with me. Basically, here are our list of elite faculty members. We've got Simon and myself as your hosts. The reason why we're holding this event is very simple. Most newbies come up to me and ask me the question like, hey, Stuart, what if they, go over my head? What if it's so complicated? What do I do? Well, simplest fact of the matter is Simon and I are here. We've had fairly extensive experience with the Asian markets, and we know exactly what kind of questions do typically prop up for newbies and those of you who have never even touched internet marketing before. So what you want to do is turn to us because we will be literally translating things which might be complicated or appear to be complicated to you, just to show you how down to earth it really is. So aside from that, our list of confirmed speakers include Anik Singhal, and Anik is actually the CEO of Affiliate Classroom, and he's done another very interesting classroom series called the Blog Classroom, which was highly successful in its launch just earlier on this year. And he's broken through multiple six-figure incomes across different kinds of products. I've managed to hook up with Anik. Anik's really, really a nice guy. I heard him just start out in 2005, actually, because he was attending Yannick Silver's underground online seminar. And you see, Simon is the same thing. He attended a seminar, got a couple of ideas, and then he broke through with his own ideas and strategies, which is the mark of a really good entrepreneur, just picking an idea and then taking action. So he's also managed to help out the Make-A-Wish Foundation together with me and you, Simon. The last time I did my 36-hour tele marathon, so he's considered a a friend as well, even though I haven't met him in person. So that's Anik. We've got a couple of very close internet family members, as it were, Donna Fox and Paulie Sable, who've actually helped you quite a fair bit, Simon, I think. And they've been very incisive as far as opinions and ideas are concerned. Donna, for instance, started out in credit repair, and she was extremely good at what she did. But one of the things that she started to move toward is marketing to women. And after all, she's one of the most credible people, as far as I can tell, to be able to talk about marketing to women, being a woman herself. Yes, I know what you're thinking, Simon. But one of the things that Donna will do is she will deliver extremely valuable content. She is someone whom I know who's no nonsense. She really covers her ground really, really well, alongside with Paulie. Simon, tell me a little bit more about Paulie, because from what I know, he actually did give you quite a fair bit of advice when you started out after you left Google.
Sure. Yeah. Right. I mean, a little bit prelude to that is during my first seminar. This was in San Antonio, Texas. That was where I met Mike Filsame. So Mike Filsame really was instrumental in inspiring me to eventually break off on my own. He really opened up my eyes to all the different opportunities, and also told me straight up that this industry needs an expert like you. We need somebody like you to be able to lead a lot of different individuals to success, and what your expertise is in. There's a lot of demand for it. So he and I kept in touch, and basically, I mean, it was that same weekend. I was like, all right, well, 3 months to this day, I want to be able to see you leave your full-time job and be able to come out and join the party, so to speak. And so, sure enough, 3 months later, on August 5th, 2006, Mike actually called me on my cell phone as I was packing up my stuff at Google, and on the line with him was Paulie Sable. So I talked to Paulie Sable on the my very first day, so to speak, outside of the corporate world, and he and I became really close friends since then. He gave me his personal cell phone number. He gave me his his instant messenger, and was able to really give me a lot of personal tips and advice and suggestions, and a lot of insider information that I didn't have at the time because I was completely brand new, and he was in the industry for a while. He was really connected to the really big internet marketers, and so he told me things that only insiders of the internet marketing community would know. And so I took his mentorship to heart, and I learned extensively from him. We've been great friends for the past couple of years. He's introduced me to a lot of individuals, giving me opportunities to speak at his events. Actually, he, Paulie, Donna, and Mike Phil Same had an event. Actually, when I was being interviewed by you, that was the same weekend that it happened, and so that was probably one of the biggest events that I had the opportunity to speak at. And so, I mean, over the past couple of years, he continued to help me. I mean, my very first trip to Singapore was through a connection that Paulie Sable made. So, at a seminar event. So, all these different things, he really gave me the opportunity to see things from a whole different scale. And now that we have our own seminar, obviously we definitely want our attendees and our friends to experience the same type of mentorship that I was able to experience with them, and alongside with all the other people that are really great speakers and really great mentors who will be joining us. Paulie Sable is definitely one of the top ones who was really instrumental in my personal development.
Excellent. And just recently, I had the opportunity to meet up with Dr. Ben Mack. I consider him a genius, actually. The way he thinks, he's really fast on his feet. He knows how to do quite a number of things, including branding. He basically comes out with ideas which may appear so simple, but radically shift a person's paradigms from something as as simple as, okay, what if you were to market $250 million worth of yo-yos? Now, in order to move something like that, that really takes some kind of genius. It's not that easy to market something like that, but when you think of the ways in which Ben has influenced and affected so many people, he's been a best-selling author of a couple of books as well. So Ben's expertise in terms of branding and how you can literally take something that people have thought of as several hundred millions of dollars worth of expenditure into something like a zero cost thing. Ben's probably going to be a guide for every single one of us to be able to build a very, very strong brand. And just to let you know, he's very, very well decorated by the advertising industry in the United States. So, even Simon and I treat him almost like a god of sorts. But he's a really humble guy, and he's so spontaneous.
Yep.
I'm really glad to be able to finally meet him face to face, Simon, because it's just one of those things. When I first connected with him through something like this, an online conversation, we just seemed to hit off, and he's been very kind to offer a word of advice even online. The other people, including Mark Widower, Simon, you want to do the honors for Mark, because he and you are both in kind of like the same industry. People would say, Simon, you're the AdWords guy. What's Mark doing here? But much earlier on, I purchased a product of his called Landing Page Secrets, and Cash Machine. And one of the things about his product that really struck me was the simplicity of it all, the action-orientedness, so that I didn't have to swim around in theory just to get in there and get it done. And it actually proved to be very essential in cutting down my costs and being able to draw in more leads for my business. So, Simon, your take on Mark.
Sure. Before I came on the scene, Mark Widower was probably one of the more go-to AdWords guys in the internet marketing community because of his expertise, not only in the AdWords system itself, but also because of his analytical mind. Since I came into the scene and we've become really close friends, Mark has actually expanded his analytical mind to be a lot more logical. So not only is he talking about how to drive leads using Google AdWords, but he's also talking about it doesn't matter what strategy you use. You can use AdWords, you can use any other pay-per-click, you can use search engine optimization, you can use Web 2.0, you can use whatever traffic generation strategy you want. I want to help you maximize your conversions, whatever it may be. So he talks about a lot of testing. He talks a lot about tracking. He talks about a lot about using a lot of different applications and software that you can use to make sure that you maximize whatever it is that you're doing. If you want to generate more leads through your traffic, if you want to get more sales, if you want to just get a whole bunch more exposure, he teaches you how to test and track and to really take a pinpoint every single element and how you can maximize your conversions, maximize your results and performance, so that you're not wasting your time and effort driving all this traffic. You're not wasting your money using pay-per-click or any other type of online or offline advertising. He's giving you the opportunity to make sure that you get the best bang for your buck. You want to maximize your conversions. You want to make $5 for every dollar you spend. Mark is the guy that you want to talk to.
Well, just for those of you who are not too familiar with the idea of conversions, a lot of people, Simon, have told me that they want to drive a lot of traffic, but you can have 1 million visitors coming to your website, but none of them buy a single thing. So you guys have to be really careful and listen to Mark's ideas, because one simple idea, one simple change or a tweak to your website could actually make a difference between a conversion rate of 1% all the way up to 5 or even possibly 10%, depending on how you do it. So it's you see, so we've got, industry standards when I first began on the internet was 1.5% conversion rate. Right now, some people are talking about 70% conversion rate on a sales page. So you guys really have to stay peeled to the ideas of conversion where Mark's expertise is concerned, right? One of the other things about traffic, we talk about conversions, but some of you also are concerned about traffic. So we've brought along Ross Goldberg, who's let's just say that he holds nothing back, including some punches. You know what I'm saying? Ross is in your face. He doesn't care about proprietary exchanges or pleasures and stuff like that. He just wants to make sure that you do whatever it takes to get to wherever it is that you need to go. So when I first met him in JV Alert Live in Florida, one of the things that really struck me about Ross was his no-nonsense approach. After all, he's a guy who's made his first $1,000 while in a coma. Mm-hmm. He's probably the only person in the world I know who can say that. And I think he sold something like a six-figure sum in mattresses or something like that through eBay. And I remember looking at some of his old articles that he submitted through various article directories. And I'm taking a look at this and going, wow, this guy is pretty amazing. And Simon, you actually did a couple of seminars together with Ross. Mm-hmm. So what's your experience with Ross?
I first met Ross actually at his first seminar. It was also at JV Alert in Orlando. I think it might have been about a year before you met him. And in the first few months since that, his business just completely exploded. He took everything that he learned and the relationships and was able to double his income every month for the next foreseeable several months, which was pretty amazing, right? For somebody who made his first $1,000 unconscious in a hospital bed, right? Well, through that time, our relationship definitely strengthened. I was able to learn a lot about Ross and what his expertise is. Well, you know what? Because he was in a coma, after he came out of the coma, there were a lot of his bodily functions wasn't working. His legs weren't working right, so he was in a wheelchair. He couldn't do anything except to really study all these different information products, and he maximized his time by really learning as much as he possibly can regarding traffic generation and lead generation. And so when I talked to him, I realized that he is just he is full of knowledge on how to drive traffic using any strategy that you can imagine, using Web 2.0, using social bookmarking, social media, using forums, using Craigslist, using anything that you can really think of. And so that's why I partnered up with him, because I knew that he was basically a flip side. Him along with our other friend Howie Shorts, the three of us basically were able to teach anybody anything that they ever wanted to know about traffic generation. And so what I also learned from working with him is, just as you mentioned, he is really in your face. He doesn't hold anything back. If he's mad, he's going to let you know about it. If he's happy, he's going to let you know about it. And most of the time, he's just going to give things to you straight up front. He's the kind of guy that you can approach and talk to if you have a question about anything that you can think of. He's not going to sugarcoat anything. If you want to ask him, what do you think about this website? How do you think my strategy is in terms of driving traffic to this? If he thinks it's bad, he's going to tell you it sucks. You don't want to do it this way. You want to do it like that. So that he's the kind of guy that you're going to want to talk to, because obviously, he's not going to say, yeah, this is pretty good, this is good, but I would probably just switch out. You don't want to hear it.
Well, let's just say that he's not afraid of offending anybody.
Absolutely not. No, I mean, like you mentioned, man, he's not afraid to even throw punches at seminars if he needs to. Not obviously, we don't want this to scare anybody, but he's a really nice guy. He's he's a good bodyguard, let's just say, if you need one.
Well, Simon, I just wanted to add that because when I say all these things about Ross, it really is because he is pretty much a rebel to all the nonsense that's out there on the internet. So he's been seeing a lot of scams going on, and he's been seeing people who are really getting not getting enough for the dollar. So he gets pretty upset by those kind of things. So
and again, I mean, just in terms of the whole throwing punches thing, not literally, but a really good example with our friend Howie Shorts that I just mentioned earlier. Well, there was a situation where there was somebody on the internet who was giving Howie a hard time on his strategies, and Ross didn't think twice to post his own video, and blast it all over the internet, and really to tell this guy, not to say bad things about his friend. So I mean, he's got your back. If you want a good friend, a good partner, Ross is definitely somebody that you can count on for that.
Yeah. So we've also got a couple of other people involved with the Smart Seminar. One guy who's a mutual friend of Simon and ours. We've been the other Asian in the room, who also is known as the world's #1 affiliate marketer online. So Ewan Chia is going to be at the events in Malaysia and in Singapore. One of the guys I probably the only other guy who's made like $1.4 million in a 48-hour time frame. So you probably want to catch Ewan as he shares his systems and his strategies. Simon, what's your experience with Ewan?
Well, I first learned about Ewan back when I was still in that 2-year studying stage. He was actually one of the few people that I think I purchased probably every single product that he had at the time, because of the information that he was sharing was so great. I finally had the opportunity to meet him actually a few days after I met you, Stuart, because I was in Hong Kong and you happened to be in Hong Kong as well, and we were connecting over MySpace. Hey, I'm going to be in Singapore during this time. You're like, oh crap, I'm leaving. So we connected in Hong Kong, and when I went to Singapore, that was when I first met you, and he came to the Shangri-La Hotel, and we had a pretty good chat for about an hour or two, and we talked about a lot of different partnerships, ideas that we could be doing together, and naturally we've stayed in touch for a while, and back in June, I guess it was, when I came to Singapore for a couple of weeks, that was my very first partnership on doing an actual workshop with Ewan. So my experience with Ewan is definitely a really great guy. He knows a lot of information. I went to his office and he has a lot of different newspapers and magazine columns written about him. So definitely somebody who is in the known, in his local community, and also all around the United States, at least, I know for a fact that a lot of people already know about him because of all his various launches. He's gotten his name out. He always asks me, so what do people in the States think about me? Do people know who I am, and do you think that I'm good, I'm bad? So he doesn't really know how big of a superstar he actually is in the States. Everybody that I talk to and say, oh yeah, I was in Singapore doing a workshop with, have you heard of Leung? And he's like, yeah, he's like the biggest super affiliate out there. So he's definitely really well known for not only creating his own products and making sure that people are profiting from their own business where they're creating their own information, but he also teaches people how to build a business even if you don't have a business, even if you don't have a website at all. So that's a really great business model for a lot of people who are just getting started online, and it's become a really effective one for him as well. So I mean, I look up to him as another really great mentor and friend.
Right. Ewan's someone whom I typically get to meet very frequently because he stays pretty close to me. And whenever we sit down and have a chat, most of the time we're just figuring out how to get out of the work environment, because it's just, so stressful over here in Singapore. And Ewan actually does have very good systems to be able to assist people in terms of, business in a box concepts, because he's very good at structuring these things so that they go on autopilot. So I suppose being lazy, where Ewan's concerned, does have some of its privileges. So the man really thinks about ways to actually leverage as quickly as possible to be able to make your first dollar. So you can look forward to Ewan's presentation there. Another couple of the couple, shall I say, of the Smart Seminar, Lee and Robin Collins are going to be here. And from what I hear from Simon, I haven't met them personally myself, but from what I've heard from Simon and quite a number of other people, they actually rock their marketing strategies. And I've read so much about what they call their hybrid marketing strategies, because they used to be from the Air Force. And when they left, they had to figure out ways in which to reach a lifestyle that would suit their family. So Simon, some input from you, since you've actually hung out with them quite a fair bit.
Sure. Along with Ben Mack and Donna Fox and several other people, Lee and Robin Collins actually were speakers from my previous workshop that I had in San Jose, California, and I really wanted them to be there because of the strategies that they share. Ben Mack, going back to him a little bit, he was really entertaining. He does magic tricks. He entertains the crowd and makes people laugh. But with Lee and Robin Collins, I really wanted them to come so that they can share something that has, I would probably say, nobody else is currently sharing. It's a strategy that they use themselves. It's something that definitely works, and it's called hybrid marketing, as you mentioned. It's something that combines not just internet marketing, things that people do online, but they combine it with direct marketing strategies, so things that you do offline. And it's something that that I've actually tested with them. We're working together on several projects together, and this is something that I don't think I've seen such tremendous results other from a traditional JV launch where you get like dozens and dozens of JV partners to all mail for you at the same time. Well, with this one strategy, you're getting really similar results from online and offline mailing combination strategies. So definitely something that you want to look into, something that I would say, I mean, in regular practice, nobody is currently using, not even in the States where people are just using any kind of strategies that they can get their hands on. So I mean, here in Asia especially, if you take advantage of these hybrid marketing strategies that Lee and Robin Collins are going to share with you, this is something that is going to really kick off your business and really send it to levels where you have never dreamed possible and probably wouldn't have been possible otherwise.
Right. Especially for those of you who currently run your own business, it's very likely that you want to take your business online. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that you could look forward to is the idea of local marketing and how important this is. Let me tell you, a lot of people have looked at the internet and they just cannot find a way to localize their marketing. So not just using search engine optimization or any other form of traffic, offline traffic is also one of the very important aspects of traffic that you ought to look at if you have the opportunity to, so that instead of 1+1 kind of traffic, you have 2x2 kind of traffic. It actually multiplies your traffic capabilities quite a fair bit. So that's something that you can look forward to, and it is a powerful system. I've tested some of it myself in theory, and right now we have the opportunity to listen to these great people. The final person on the list, who also happens to be the final person who confirmed his attendance at the Smart Seminar, is also a really interesting guy, because I heard a lot about him from people like Ken MacArthur, who's this big-time promoter of events in the United States and a very successful affiliate marketer as well. His name is Michael Morgan, and he's been given the name $1 Million Mike Morgan. Yep. And there is a reason for it. He's been involved with, he's been mentored by some of the top names in internet marketing and internet copywriting, people like David Garfinkel and so on. Really, really nice guy. I'm glad that I had the opportunity to meet up with him. And, he's one of, like you said, Simon, the down-to-earth people who doesn't mind sharing whatever it is in his trade secrets, because he knows that if he can get there, anyone else can, and he might as well make a few friends along the way. Right now, Mike's fees for copywriting amount to a really, really cool 5-figure income if he were to write something for you. And being one of the more recognized names in copywriting, if you were to have him on your team as a copywriter, guess what? People are going to go, okay, I know that sales letter is going to convert really, really well. Simon, you've actually turned to him for some copywriting advice as well. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it wasn't just copywriting advice. I mean, I gave him a draft of a sales letter that I wrote myself. I mean, I usually do my own copywriting. Probably not the smartest idea in the world. But for my very first official product launch for AdWords list building, I gave him my draft and asked him, give me a few tips. How do you think that I should, change the word here or change the headline or something? He said, I'll get back to you in a day because, the recommended changes was too much for him to just, talk to me and give advice over the phone. The next day he gives me a completely rewritten, I don't even think there was any resemblance to what I originally wrote besides, hi, my name is Simon Leung, and that was something that it was crazy, right? Because, it was really strategic. It was logical, and everything that he did for a reason, and he structured it in a way where it wasn't misleading, and we built credibility like crazy, and that thing converted nuts. Back at the time, traditional and standard conversion rates were probably still around 1 to 3%. That thing converted at 14.5% for me,
Wow.
and it was just a starting point, and it continued to generate thousands and thousands of leads, and was able to actually convert to something along the lines of 6 figures in about 11 or 12 days. While I wasn't even at a computer, I was on vacation in Disney World, and that thing just continued to drive traffic, and it continued to convert and start making money. And to this day, I'm still making sales from it. So definitely, not only a personal friend, but a really great mentor. I've learned a lot from him. I had the opportunity to share the stage with him, on his very first presentation. He's spoken several times since then, has definitely improved a lot in terms of his presentation skills and just the type of advice and type of offers that he provides is going to be is really amazing. I mean, he actually provides you the opportunity to not only JV with him, not only to work with him, but he also hand writes a sales letter that he probably charges over $20,000 now for a client, if he even does it at all anymore. And he actually gives you the opportunity to use that sales letter and to sell your own stuff with it. So it's simply amazing. I mean, if you're going to go to the event for one highly converting product, I mean, there's nothing that's going to convert higher than a sales letter that's written by the $1 million copywriter, Mike Morgan. So definitely come for that.
So, well, guys, you have someone who's a former Google employee. Don't expect him to give you any secrets though. He's got a non-disclosure agreement with Google, but he's got quite a fair bit of experience in that. I wonder who that is. Uh, um, aside from stop looking around, Simon. So we've also got a Google expert in the house. But beyond just being a Google expert, guys, Simon's also been pretty advanced in terms of being involved with even social media. He's picked up a lot of stuff along the way as well. Structuring a business and being able to do joint venture partnerships. You probably want to go to him as well for the plethora of many different things, including doing live events and stuff like that. So quite a number of people have turned to Simon for additional advice, so you can look forward to his ideas along the way. For myself, I'm just going to be sitting there, sipping my coffee, just watching everybody do what they need to do. Nah, just kidding. What I'll be doing, I'll be talking a lot about leverage. I'll be talking quite a fair bit with regard to how you can be more productive with your time, because in terms of business systems, I think I strategize pretty well over here in Singapore and Malaysia. Actually, we run a multi-million-dollar business in Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, China, Indonesia, and some would say coming to Philippines pretty soon. So we've got our feet in quite a number of different countries, and there's a reason for it. We've structured our business in a particular way, and we've leveraged quite a fair bit. So I want to share a little bit of that with you, because it'll give you a hint of the entrepreneurial requirements that you need in order to scale from just a six-figure business to possibly a seven-figure business. It won't happen for you immediately, but you probably want to think about this, because that's the next natural stage of progression that you want to take from being just a five-figure earner to a six-figure earner to a seven-figure earner, and how that's going to make a big, tremendous difference to you in your life. So you've got a copywriter, you've got a guy from AdWords, you got a business strategist. In fact, quite a number of business strategists in the room, actually. You've got world's #1 affiliate marketer. You've got a guy who can make money even while in a coma. You've got a membership site expert. You've got a women's expert. And by the way, women control about 75% or 80% of the entire world's economy anyway. And you've got a genius who can do magic tricks. And not just that. I'm not just talking about pulling a bunny out of a hat. I'm talking about selling $250 million worth of yo-yos. Okay. I don't know about you, but this is probably the place that you want to be. The lineup's exciting. It's a fantastic group of people. No airs, no holds barred. And get this, you are going to be able, unlike some other seminars, you're going to be able to literally meet and greet these people while in the 3-day event itself, because we've requested for them to hang around and to chat with you in smaller groups whenever it's possible. And we'll be releasing the actual schedule. If you go to thesmartseminar.com and make a quick registration over there, if you're already on a page or if you've already registered, you can look forward to a number of actual teleseminars that I am running together with Simon. If you're free, Simon, you can just come in and enjoy the party. One of the things that we love doing is just getting on a call and just saying hi and chit-chatting, because sometimes we just don't get the opportunity to meet up with each other. And I treasure those moments quite a fair bit, because one idea on a telephone call could bring me an additional $20,000. So you're going to be privy to these calls and to show you and to showcase the real genius behind each and every single one of these speakers who, really have nothing to hide. They're there. They want to bring the best. They want to create their brand, and that's why they're going to show up and show you the best, the cutting edge stuff that you will be able to benefit from. Simon, you've got anything else to add?
Well, I mean, as I mentioned, Stuart, my big turning point in my own business, in my professional life, was attending that very first internet marketing seminar. And throughout the past couple of years, I mean, I probably spent every single weekend at different locations speaking at a different seminar. So I've definitely had a lot of different experiences. I know what type of seminars work. I know what types of seminars fail. I know what type of speakers are most valuable. And so, I mean, together working with you, I mean, you have a lot of experience putting together seminars. So, I mean, just with our both combined information and knowledge and experience, I think we've put together such a great lineup, not just of speakers, but of relevant information that people are going to need in order to, if they, whether they want to kickstart their business by making their first dollar online, or whether they want to add an extra zero to their bottom line. We've put together the perfect lineup for completing just that. So come to the seminar and say hi to us. Maybe you want to come to see all 12 speakers, or maybe you just want to come see one. Sometimes it only takes that one person to really make that difference, and maybe it's not even a speaker. Maybe it's the person, like we said earlier, sitting next to you. So come for the experience. You'll never know. I always get something out of every single seminar that I attend, and whether I go just to attend or whether I go to speak, I always make either one new friend or one new partnership that can make me an additional, $20,000 to $50,000, or maybe even more. Maybe just a really good long-term mastermind partner. So there's no reason why our next big partnership or my next big friendship can't be with you. The person who is going to be attending the seminar. So if you're on the fence, definitely, just think about the different possibilities. You're not going to lose anything from coming. You just have so much to gain. And I mean, there's going to be a lot of people who are just going to come and really get so much from the seminar that they just have notebooks full of notes, full of ideas that's going to make them a really, really successful business. So we want to make sure that we touch as many people's lives as possible. We want to help as many people as possible, and so do the speakers. And so we definitely look forward. Really hope that you make the positive decision to join us in Asia, in Singapore and Malaysia, for the Smart Seminar.
Well, for those of you in Malaysia, it's 7th to 9th November. We are having a very special promotional price. If you head down to thesmartseminar.com and have yourself registered there, you will be able to get the necessary information. If you're from Singapore, do the same thing, but it's going to be on the 14th to the 16th of November. Again, prior to the 1st of October, we've got a special pre-launch price. The moment we go live in front of audiences, that price will not stand anymore, and we will be increasing the prices slightly. So what you have to do is to basically go inside, take a look at the bonuses we've got for you. Just to throw certain things out, I've got some very special bonuses for the first 60 of you. You get to have a personal consult with me for a full hour, which is already worth $2,500. It's the kind of amount that I charge to my corporate consulting clients. And with that 1 hour, who knows what kind of zany and highly profitable business ideas you're going to get. I just had lunch with a couple of friends, Simon. These guys run a $5 million company, and they came to me just to get some consulting advice.
Well, you run
they wanted to just buy me lunch.
$17 company, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, it's not. Yeah, I suppose for some people those numbers are daunting, but I'm an ordinary guy. We build a big business because we believe it's just part and parcel of our capabilities to push the envelope and just go further. Some of you may not be interested in running a $17 million company, though, so run a $170,000 company. As long as it makes sense for you and your lifestyle. I just came back from a 5-day trip to Lake Toba, which is an extremely peaceful place. Simon, you're spending practically every single weekend, as far as I can tell, outside of your home, which is unthinkable by regular means. I mean, how can you possibly take leave, from your own company if you are in your own company to be able to do stuff like that? So for some of you, this might be a calling. For some of you, it might be a dream come true. For some of you, you'll explore it and you'll go, wow, this is not that easy. And I'm not saying it is easy. What I am saying is expose yourself, because once you expose yourself, you're going to be able to open up the doors to many other opportunities, and you're going to be able to see how much more potential there is to the internet. And that's where you're going to maximize your earning capabilities, and that's how you're going to take control of your own earnings. So, from Simon and myself, we really like you to be a part of thesmartseminar.com. Those of you who are registering for this year, we're going to give you guys 2 free tickets for 2009, because this is a really big push for this year. Next year will be probably easier, and we know for a fact that you're going to be raving about this event, how we've done it, and we're going to give you as much personal attention as we can. All right. So guys, thesmartseminar.com, tell all your friends about it and go register as quickly as you possibly can. On behalf of the Internet Marketing Academy Private Limited and Buzz Me In LLC, we'd like to warmly thank you for watching this video, and as far as possible, grab your seats early because we know it's going to be a run on the tickets. So go grab them as quickly as you can. All right. So I'll catch you guys very much sooner, hopefully, than later.